Okay, so I've had a afternoon break where I went and did my workout and things like that. We're going to finish this lesson up today. So we're looking at, as I reviewed, the 1-4-5 Tri-Pentatonic. Now I call it Tri-Pentatonic, but really the 1 is diatonic. So we've got in the key of C, and that's also crossed with its 6th. Then we got the 4th Lydian, and then we got its relative 6th, if you were in the key of the 4th, is the 2nd minor Dorian. Then we have the 5th, the Mixolydian, and its relative 6th, which is the 3rd, if you were in the key of G, or the 5th key. That's the Phrygian. Okay, so that's the 1-4-5 with its relative 6th. The only missing thing is the half diminished. Okay, so that's how this tri-pentatonic. Remember, I say tri-pentatonic, I'm not talking about that we have to play the pentatonic of the 1st. However, the original tri-pentatonic idea that I thought of a couple of years ago, we could play for the G, C, D, we could play that G pentatonic, and then the C pentatonic, and then that D pentatonic. Now the D pentatonic is a little different because we can't do the D pentatonic short form from the G box, okay? The G box, really. So I'm going to remove the capo to play the short form. It would be like this. It would be like this. Okay, so that would be the real deal G there, the real deal D rather. Are you seeing this? Okay, so if we're starting G in the key of C up here on the A note, we've got G, come down on C, go up in D, and then do all 3 of them. Okay, so that's what tri-pentatonic is. Put all 3 together and you get that diatonic. But you can play that diatonic off the 1, but it's got to be hexatonic off the 4 and the 5. We call it pentatonic. On the 4th, you can add its 7th, or the 7 of the root, and on the 5th, you can add the 4th of the 5th, which is the the root itself. Okay, so that's where we stand on that. Now let's zoom out and let's look at some of these boxes here. Okay, so we go to the D shape. Alright, how are we going to play this? I'm going to cheat a little because I'm down tuned, so I can capo on the D in the key of C. Okay, so what do we have here? We have the D chord right there, D shape C. Remember, it's the key of C now. On the bottom, we'll have 3, 5 root. So really, all we have is we have the D shape up here, and reaching over and getting the 3 here is the full 6th string. Okay, that's your 6th string. We were lucky. We were lucky. Let's look at the 2nd minor E here. Okay, I don't want to digress now, but I think we're going to digress for 1 second. I want to look at, this is the diagonal 5th. Okay, so we're here. We're actually on the D here. We're going to the second. We're going to skip the second. When you're looking for the same shape, so we're looking for a G shape, so we have to skip one and go over one, and then we get the G third and the G fourth, then skip the fifth and we go to the G sixth, then skip the seventh and the root and we go to the G second, skip the third and the fourth buddies, we're skipping buddies here too, and we go to the G major fifth. So that's how to read the chart. So if we're over here and we say, hey, where's the other E minor? Over one, down two, down, skip one. So over one, skip the D, up, skip the buddy, and right there, there's our next E shape. It happens to be E major. So that's just a little chart I put in, because when I had arranged them in the word caged, it was a lot easier. It was completely diagonal and just a little step in it when you hit the third and the fourth. Now arranging them in, let's see, I guess the fifth of E is C in fifths. The little chart did say fifths. Then we have to skip one. Okay, so when we go to E to C, well, let's look at E to C. Okay, we're going caged. So caged. C, A, G, E, D. E goes to skip D to C again, start caged over again. So let's look at the E minor. E minor should be easy. Right here, the second minor. What do we got? We got the 4 down here. We could play it. I guess we could play it because G is the parent key. So we could play the 4th up there, but you know, and remember, the 4th is important when you're at the second major. The 4th is the 3rd, so we wouldn't want to play that on the bottom. The 2nd's fine on the bottom, which is the root. We don't want to play this root because that's the modal 7th of the Dorian, is the root. We're going to select the 6 over that. So here's the full 6th string. That fingering right there, it just looks like any old chord, but this is it. 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 2, or 4. I'm actually on the 4 up here. No, it doesn't matter. You can play with that. So look how many 2s and 4s we have. Make sure that you do hit each one of the triad. Okay, we even have the 7th there, but we didn't have to use the 7th there at all. If we wanted to play the 7th on it, you know, it'd be up there. Where are you going to go from 2-7 to 5-7, right? What's 5-7? G7. Well, that should be, that 5-7, oh, A7, sorry, that's the 4th. I'm thinking key of C, my bad. It's A7, so we're up there. We're doing the 7th a little bit here. We're doing our E minor, 7th. Then we just take it to A7. Okay, so remember the 4th is the modal 7th of the 5th. So that's why we can hit the 4th there. It sounds good. Let's move along to the 3rd in the D box. Remember the D box, the bottom string. It's going to be G minor shape, but we got a problem. We can't do our little D minor arpeggio. But look how many notes we have up here in a row if we exploit the modal 7th. So let's first do the arpeggio starting from the E minor. I'm better at this in the key of C. So it'd be taking the capo off. Gotta go even lower. 7, 3 in the dark. And then